Hey guys, so with the advent of doing some work on animal anti-poaching and stuff like this, I began to think about what the future might hold, and then I began to think about life purpose. And somehow, off the back of there, I feel like making this video. And I want to say, how do you know that you're living your life purpose? Because I know I'm living my life purpose. I know I'm doing it. But I began to ask questions about where the future will take me. And the thing is with myself, it got to a point, as you all know, where I decided to start listening to my inner self instead of my thinking self. And thus, I can ask you, how often in your life, looking back, have you had a gut feeling that you didn't listen to and you wish that you had? And how often have you had the opposite, where you've had a gut feeling and you listened to it and wish that you hadn't? I've never had the latter. I've never had a gut feeling that I listened to and wish that I had not. And thus, I began to find a way to listen to that language, to listen to my gut feeling, to listen to my inner connection to God. And somehow now, I think the best way I can say I know that you're living your life purpose is you don't ask. You no longer ask. There's no question. If you have any question about it, is this my life purpose? Is this really making me happy? Or should I do this? Or should I do that? You're not doing it. This is my belief, because I never ask any questions now. I used to, prior to doing everything I do in Tanzania. I used to always ask questions. What am I supposed to be doing with my life? Is this the best good I can do? And as you all know, I gave all that up. I said, right, enough is enough. I've steered this thing with my brain for long enough. Let me turn to my gut and my heart and God. And I said, let me learn this language so I can be guided by that. Let me hear my gut louder than I can hear my brain. And now doing what I do, for all I have thoughts of the future and wonder where it's going, the ultimate non-stop state within me is a state of non-questioning. It's a state of waking up and doing and praying and enjoying and knowing, somehow, without an ability to even describe this to my former self, that this is where it is. But the one giveaway I have is I don't ask questions if this is the right path. It is the right path. You know, this tree is not asking questions if it's on the right path, if it's growing correctly as a tree. It might have shade one side and duck out the other way, but it just puts all of its being into growing as a tree. And I think what we have to do is find out what our state of growth is, and then put all of our being into that state of growth, and then the questions go away, because that's when you're living your life purpose. And it's found by navigating the self, and it's found by surrendering, in my experience, the thinking aspect and turning it over to a more faith-based aspect, walking by faith and not by sight, walking by trust, and saying, I trust that this is going to work out for the highest good. And somehow inside me, there's never a question. Now, I started asking questions all of a sudden because I was wondering about the anti-poaching work and what will the future hold. And I have vague ideas of what we would like to see. But at the same time, I don't make plans, because since starting this journey, I had no idea what would be manifest off the back of this. And yet here it is, by interacting with the present moment and staying empty and allowing the needs of that present moment to speak to me internally, and allow my gut to guide me within that, my intuition, and also to have a lot of prayer and a lot of seeking for guidance as well. But again, I reiterate, for all I have these thoughts of the future, I let go of it, and I say, am I on the right track? There's not a question. There's not a question. In the moment now, I have no question if I'm on the right track. When I go to the future and think, am I doing this? Will I be doing that? You don't know. And thus you end up asking questions. But when you get aligned with your life purpose, and you're living your life purpose, and you're willing to accept that life purpose, and the direction that it's taking you in is no different to this tree's utter faith and trust that it will just grow and be the tree it is and not ask questions, then that is when I know, and I can say it to others too, you are living your life purpose. Because when you're in that state, it's indescribable. There's no asking. There's no curiosity. There's no wondering if it's the right thing. You just are, and you just grow. Just as a tree would grow. You just are. I just am growing as John, and it's the only way I could possibly grow. And that's the state that you're looking for, in my personal experience. Big love, guys. Bye.
I take one step, then I take two more. I don't like leaving home, and it hurts when I close the door. Well, I begin to lose touch with everything. 4 wheels and 6 strings. Hope they can relate to the message I hope to bring. This is my dominion to knock down division. Hope to wipe eyes with the sound, bring vision. Negatives and positives, they all add up. I feel like it's always down, enough. Every single scar in every situation helped to put me here, and I arrived at my station. Blessed to feel the stress and be certain I'll survive. Blessed to take each breath, blessed to be alive. From the lowest of the lows to the ecstatic bliss, I know one thing, and this is it, that I was made for this. I was made for this. To get the message right, every night I recite, pick apart the message that I took the time to write. Some don't pay attention, then I start to overthink all my words, and then I struggle, then I start to sink into the song, close my eyes and I'm floating. Listen to the music, yes, it's poetry in motion. Back to reality, say yes, I'm really here. But do they really listen, and do they really hear? One can only hope that this is not all in vain. And when I start to slip, refrain. Well, every single scar in every situation helped to put me here, and I arrived at my station. Blessed to feel the stress and be certain I'll survive. Blessed to take each breath, blessed to be alive. From the lowest of the lows to the ecstatic bliss, I know one thing, and this is it, that I was made for this. That I was made for this. All are called to learn, fewer chose to lead. Spend my days in purgatory, somewhere in between. Keep my heart open to accept and receive everything the Spirit has to teach that I need. From how to speak and how to sing, how to rally family and make this collective voice ring. Well, I give up, give in, and I stay in surrender. I am only man, I am only sender. I am only you, you are only me. We are only one, we are only we. And if I got the message wrong, I send apologies. But when I close my eyes, I see every single scar in every situation helped to put me here, when I arrived at my station. Blessed to feel the stress and be certain I'll survive. Blessed to take each breath, blessed to be alive. From the lowest of the lows to the ecstatic bliss, I know one thing, and this is it, that I was made for this. I was made